Hi, this message is coming through as a general heartbreak read. I feel like it's about a relationship breakdown. May that be friends, may that be family, may that be a significant other. At the moment, the energy that's in the center of this reading, we've got you can't go back to yesterday, be in the present. It's card 44, which is an 8. It's about mastery. It's about mastering ourselves in a situation where we can't change what happened in the past. It's about learning that we can't change things, that we need to move forward. And oftentimes when we feel like we're stuck or we feel like we can't move forward, it's usually ourselves that is keeping ourselves in this stuck position. Although we like to think that we could blame outside sources, it is in fact ourselves. It's down to us how we move and where we move. But with this can't go back to yesterday, this is about wishful thinking. This is about idealizing the past or wanting to go back and change something that you can't change. And it's about recognizing and coming to terms with the fact that you can't change the past. So if you want all this energy, all this goodness that you want to bring forth or put forth into the past, which you can't do, you can still use that energy to create your present and your future. So that energy, don't just dismiss it because it's not happened in the past and because you wish you could go and give it to the past, but the past isn't coming back. Don't dismiss this energy of wanting to change or wanting to better yourself. It's about learning to put that into the here and now. And yeah, that's not going to bring the past back. I mean, it could in some circumstances, but not all. Let's be honest, let's be fair, and not all. And if it doesn't bring the past back, then don't let that quash this desire to improve and better yourself, to move forward or improve situations or to work in a different way moving forward. And so the past, we can see that you may have put a lot of effort and energy into something you tried. This is 8 of Pentacles. This is like trying and trying and trying until you succeed. And this was just another... It's almost like when we've got the 8 of Pentacles, so the next natural progression would be the 9 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles was still learning, we're still putting work in, we're still putting the hard work in to try and figure something out. So it may be that the past didn't happen, the past didn't work out, but then moving forward, you're going to have this 9 of Pentacles. You're going to be in a secure place. You're going to be in this place where you've worked out everything that you would like to have changed about the past, and you're in this energy, and then you're going to take that into your present and into your future. So this is about mastering. So it was a lesson, this was a lesson, this was learning, it was a learning experience. And that's not to say that the past won't never come back, because we can't guarantee that. Everybody has free will, and times and thoughts and feelings can change for everybody. However, when we keep ourselves pinned to the past and the negative energy that was associated with it, we prevent things from coming back in from the past. So the worst place that you could be if you were ever desiring someone from your past to come forward is stuck in the energy of the shoulda, woulda, couldas about what happened in the past. We need to be able to recognize it, release it, and move on, so that we're in this 9 of Pentacles energy, so that we're in this position where we are comfortable and we're able to take care of ourselves. And then should somebody come along, we're not going to be learning or trying to rely on them in some way. We're going to be moving forward and getting into a better headspace with this person, and it's going to be a mutual thing and not a kind of one more than the other thing. It's going to be something where you're going to recognize if someone's not giving you the energy and time and attention that you're pouring into them, that you don't want to be part of that, and you're not going to waste your energy on it. So in your head, we've got this 3 of Swords. We're still stuck on the hurt. This hurt that's there from the past. We're still stuck on it. We're still festering on this. And this is what I'm saying, where I'm telling you that we need to release what happened in the past. And we can never bring back the past. We can bring back a new now and a new future, but we can never bring back the past. We will never recreate. Even if somebody did come back from the past, we never recreate what we had initially. It will never be the same. It will always be different. It will be a new today. So what we've got to do is release this hold that we've got on the past, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, the wanting to change this, the wanting to change that, and just work through it, see where we went wrong, learn the lessons from it, so that you can move forward in a better energy for yourself and for those around you. But release this energy so that you can move forward, because we're still stuck on the pain of it. We haven't learnt the lessons. And if we're not allowing ourselves to heal or go through the lessons, it's almost like we shut it out and it didn't happen. But for as long as we shut it out and act like things don't happen, that is when they start haunting us, and that's where it starts kind of playing into our lives. And that's exactly what we've got here with this Eight of Swords. Because we're not releasing or working through the past, we're still stuck in this situation. We've still got all these negative thoughts, negative self-talk, all this negativity that surrounds us, that we're allowing to consume us and to keep us kind of stuck where we are when we don't need to be. If we work through it, if we open ourselves up to working through something, then we can work through it, we can lay it to rest, and then we can move forward. But at the moment, you're actively keeping yourself stuck on the past because you're fixated on the hurt of the situation. Now you can work through things like that by figuring out, why did it go wrong? What happened? What went wrong? What would I like to change about the past? I can't change the past, but what would I have liked to have changed about the past? Is it my behaviour? It's my responses to people's behaviour? Then you work through things like that, and then you move yourself forward from it in that energy, having this is what I wish would have happened then, and then you implement it in today for whoever comes around you. And if that's a past person, then you're not still stuck in the same energy that you were in the negative to that past person. You're still carrying hurt, and for as long as you're still carrying hurt, if somebody from the past did come back, it's never going to work out, because there's always going to be this residual hurt that's not been worked through. It's just throwing a band-aid on it and hoping that it mends. And sometimes we have to address issues and clean the wounds so that and redress it daily. We have to go over these things to ensure that we're not getting an infection in the wound. So it's no different when we're talking about energies. We need to work through it. We need to work through it to ensure that it's not becoming a nasty infection, a nasty a wound that will just not heal. It will just continue to fester. So there's that energy there. But we're allowing ourselves to be stuck in our head. So what is it that fears you about moving forward? So there's still this pull to the past, but I feel like there's a need to have to release the past. And that's not to say the past won't come back, as I keep saying. That's to say that we have to release the past. You can't move forward in the expectations of the past, and you can't refuse to move forward because you want the past. You have to let it go. What is for you will never ever pass you by. If it's meant to be, it will come around again. Don't expect it to be the same as it was before. Don't expect it to be a better version than what it was before. Two people, if it's a connection, two people are involved in this connection, and the two people have to have learnt the lessons and gone through the motions, but they have to have learnt the lessons and healed the wounds. And if they've not, then you've got this perpetual cycle where it's just toxicity that just keeps going round and round because it's never really been dealt with. So if you learn to kind of heal the situation, allow yourself to move on from it. Don't allow yourself to keep being stuck with negative self-talk. I mean, if you feel like you were the one that done wrong in the relationship, what did you do wrong? Figure out what you did wrong and what you could do to change that, instead of punishing yourself, because this is just punishing yourself. Holding yourself in a space is punishing yourself and not allowing yourself to move forward. In your emotions, down here in the emotions, we've got this Seven of Pentacles idea. This is quite literally painting the roses red. This is literally a case of dressing something up, acting as if, or trying to create, or there's an issue and we're just going to deal with it by painting the roses red. We're just going to deal with it by covering over it. So this tells me that you're masking your emotions. You may be portraying one thing, whereas you are actually feeling another, and it's not a good energy to be in, because those around you can't naturally pick up or they can't naturally tell what energy is going on with you, what is going on with you. You can't expect people to read your mind, is what I'm trying to get at. So if it's past people, if this is people that are around you currently, if this is people that you're connecting with now, or people to the future, you can't expect people to read your mind or read your emotions. You can't be portraying that you are happy, that you are emotionally balanced, that you are okay, when the truth is that you are masking something. You are masking the fact that you are hurt and upset. You are masking the fact that you're hurt and upset because you've not dealt with something. You've not allowed yourself to deal with something. This Seven of Pentacles is about rushing. This is about wanting to rush. This is about, you know, the pink, the roses there are actually pink on this bush. They could red up. Things change colour. Roses, if you've ever seen roses, they can start off a brilliant bright white and end up a beautiful yellow colour or an orange colour or multicolours. So it's about giving it something time. You can't rush something, and there's no point in covering it over and pretending it's not there. You need to allow the time. It's stop trying to rush ahead with the emotions, but also stop, like, you're trying to rush ahead with this idea that you're fine, when the truth is that you're still stuck to something from the past and you need to work through this. And then the home life, we've got this Knight of Cups energy. Sorry, I had to get a drink and clear my throat. In the home life kind of stability area, or like kind of like in your material world, we have this Knight of Cups energy. And this Knight of Cups, when we think of the Knight of Cups, it's quite a fickle energy. It's quite a fickle energy. And I feel like this might be you parading your way around, kind of trying, how to put it. I feel like you get emotionally attached to things quite easily. And in doing so, you may kind of overly display. You may love bomb. You may overly display. You may get too involved too quickly. So I don't know if a relationship has broke down for you because it all moved too quickly. But the Knight of Cups is someone that will move too quickly. And it's almost like you're trying to portray that you're ready and you've got something all together, or something's like good to go, when the truth is you're not really sure in your emotions anyway. And this is what kind of pushes it along, because you want it, you want it because you want it, and you want it now because you want it. But then you might change your mind down the road, or, you know, because it's been pushed and rushed too fast, because something has happened too fast. And we think that you are in an energy of pushing things that go too fast, that it has no substance to it. The Knight of Cups, it has no substance to him, really. He's in love for as long as he's in love, and then the love wears off. And I feel like you may get yourself into connections. You may be somebody who ends up into situations like this, but then you end up getting hurt, because just because the Knight of Pentacles can be a little bit fickle with the emotions, or a bit, and when I say fickle, I mean like in a rush to kind of have it now. Just because he's that way inclined doesn't mean that he doesn't get hurt. It doesn't mean that he doesn't get hurt. And I feel like this is that energy. Sorry, I keep feeling like I'm going to choke. I feel like this is that energy, and I feel like in an order to not allow themselves to get hurt, this Knight of Cups, I keep saying Pentacles, in order not to get themselves hurt, or not to allow themselves to feel or have to heal or have to deal with a situation, what they will do is they will bounce from one to the other. They'll bounce from one to the next, to the next, to the next, without ever really dealing with what's hurt or upset them. They will just keep moving on, and they will convince themselves time and again that this is the one, this is it, this is how it's going to be, this is the one that's going to be for me. And it'll end up, because they've jumped into something without fixing something, and they've carried this energy forward, and it's all rushed, and we're not being patient, this energy gets kind of pushed forward, and we end up in the same cycle. We just end up breaking up, getting with somebody else, break up, get with somebody else. And the truth of the matter is that we're not entirely, if we're being honest, we're not entirely happy in the situations that we're in. It's just stopping us from feeling bad. It just kind of, it gives us, we get temporary pleasure from it, and it gives us that kind of energy, and it stops us from feeling bad, or feeling like feeling like we are literally fixated on the past, because you may not even realize that you are stuck on the past. You may think that you're not stuck on the past because you are quite literally jumping from one to the next, and it's almost like you don't care. It's almost like you move on like you don't care, but you do care. And that's the problem. You do care. You're upset when it breaks down. You're upset when things don't work out. You're upset when things fall apart. but you're just not allowing yourself to work through it, accept it, acknowledge it, and deal with it. You just kind of move to the next and act as if something didn't happen. So there's that energy there. But if you are willing to get out of your emotional body and get into your mind, which is spirit advice up here with the King of Swords, it's like get into your logical mind, start thinking about things logically, start looking at things logically, start having patience with something to be able to think something through before you push forward with it, and being able to actually look at the past and what's happened in the past and be able to work through it without getting too emotional, without allowing yourself to get kind of caught up in the emotions or cut things off. If you allow yourself to process it, you will start finding why things are not working out for you in the way that you would hope. You will be able to process it and work through it and figure out what is wrong and how, more importantly, you fix it, what you can do to create a better future. And I feel like that's what it is now. It's like moving away. You can't fix the past, but what went wrong in the past, what can you fix in the here and now about yourself, about your connections, about your connection style? What can you fix in the here and now that you wish you could have fixed in the past because perhaps something might have worked out different? And it's about finding that and getting out of your emotions. Not feeling emotionally attacked or emotionally put upon for having to do that. It's about getting into your mind and seeing, actually, I'm not being attacked, or actually I'm not being kind of dragged down some rabbit hole of misery. What it is I need to clear something up. I need to look at the facts of the matter. I need to see the truth of the matter, and I need to be able to be honest with myself. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to move forward, is if you are honest with yourself. It's getting out of the emotions and into the head and saying, look, yeah, my emotions want me to pretend that everything's all right and I'm just going to move along. But the truth of the matter is I'm not all right. It's not okay. I'm not okay. I need to look at it. I need to deal with it. Now, to the future, if you put in this effort and energy into allowing yourself to feel the pain that you are feeling, or to acknowledge the pains that you may be causing to others, or acknowledging the situations that you're getting yourself into and what's triggering them off, what is the driving force of it, and why does it go wrong? What is going wrong for you? If you allow yourself to go through that, and it's not an attack, this is purely for you to move yourself forward. And if you do that, then you've got this Six of Wands energy here. This is victory and success. This is moving forward successfully. This is about having a win. This is about winning at something. This is about going through a hard time and having a shitty old time. And maybe everything that's come before the here and now has been a shitty old time for you. But moving forward, if you put in the work and get to being honest with yourself and look at the facts and take the truth from the facts and move yourself forward and move in a way where it's going to be beneficial to you, then you're going to have victory and success. There's things that you're going to be celebrating down the road, and that could be stepping into a connection where you're not going to be rushing ahead, where you're not going to be pretending that things are perfect all the time, where you're not going to be fixated on the past, where you're going to be in a position where you've done the work, you're happy, you are comfortable in your own skin, and you are able to move forward in that way. And it looks like I missed this card out, but I didn't. This card was about these moving options. It's almost like it doesn't matter if something goes wrong. We're going to move on. We're going to, we've got other options. We're going to move on. And it's almost like what the Knight of Cups energy does as well. It's almost like they line up the next option before they've even finished with the option that they're dealing with at that moment. It's almost like they've always got a backup plan, because they don't want to feel the hurt, they don't want to sit in the emotions, and it's getting out of that energy, being honest with yourself for the fact that you're doing that and getting out of that energy. And if you can do that, you are going to be victorious. You are going to move forward in a positive way, and you're not going to be in this perpetual cycle of blocking things out, painting the roses red, being stuck to the past, not realizing that we're stuck to the past, and just like jumping along to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's doable. It's absolutely doable. You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present, be in the now, look at the past, figure out what you would change or what you would like to improve, or how you would have liked the past to be, and then make it so in the today. So I'm going to leave that one there. Okay, thank you.